is KC Sports Network, proudly presented by Emprise Bank.
What is happening, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Currently on No Other Pod. I'm your host, Daniel Kooser, here with your other host, Chris Wright. Chris, very excited day. What's going on, man? How are you?
Doing well, man. A fun, entertaining weekend, but right back at it. I missed some NWSL soccer, man. I had to remind myself a couple times, it's an off week. I was just so excited.
Pretty lonely. It felt like my friends were out of town or something.
Yeah, even though there was national team duty, like it's still, my life was missing something, is where
Sure. We got to see the U.S. women's national team kick a little ass. Very excited in the direction that team is looking. The attack is kind of cooking on all cylinders, something we didn't really see in last year's World Cup. Right. So with the Olympics on the horizon, man, I've got quite the buzz around me. I'm feeling excited.
I feel rejuvenated, right? Like we've just kind of been on this stagnant downhill, uphill kind of situation, but man, I like the direction we are headed.
Yeah, really cool to see Mal Swanson getting back in there, bouncing back from the devastating injury last year that kind of took her out all season. So that's cool, man. Speaking of injuries, I don't believe we got to talk about it last week because it was not released, but we speculated. We thought, man, non-contact shit on Gabby Robinson in that game, that's usually ACL or Achilles, right? It's ACL, man. She's things aren't good. She's out for the season, obviously. So we wish her all the best. She's had a great last season and even greater this season, and so she'll be missed. I hope she rehabs and comes back stronger.
The good thing, if you could say it's a good thing, is that ACL injuries are so common now. The science, the technology around it's much better. Female athletes have ACL injuries quite a bit, which is horrible, but they're more prone to having ACL injuries.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Science.
Yeah. Female or women soccer players have more ACL injuries or higher frequency. So there are now being more studies surrounding that. But which is should have happened a long time ago, right? Like if this was men, like a lot of money would have been thrown towards those studies, but it's starting to become something that's getting a lot of traction in terms of funding. But it's better than Achilles, right? Like when it first happened, my initial thought was Achilles, which it is a longer recovery. It's more difficult. It has more long-term effects. The ACL nowadays you can kind of bounce back rather quickly. So she's a beast. She's a fighter. Like she came in, earned her spot with tough competition. There's no doubt in my mind that she won't rehab like a beast and be right back at it next year.
Yeah, it's as we know, the last game we played, Elizabeth Ball came in for her and did an excellent job. Scored a crucial goal at a crucial moment. And we get to speak with her today all about that. I'm very excited for this, man. I'm excited for y'all to hear what Elizabeth has to say, but that'll be at the tail end of the episode today. A couple of short recaps here, man. Dude, so no Gabby. That sucks. Luckily, it's the most positive person in the world that's probably going to have a great rehabilitation process. But some things around this team. Apparently, Prime Video will stream the Orlando Pride match and KC Current match in September. That's cool, I guess. I enjoyed watching the one game we've had on Prime so far. Why do you think that is, by the way? Do you think it just wasn't announced as a broadcast partner yet, or do you think it's a big game, so they wanted to move it?
It's a big game. I mean, you're dealing with two of the top two teams, right? Both undefeated. So any chance they can get more eyeballs on that, get more, a reason for people to subscribe,
Yeah.
It's a good call on their end.
Did the time change? Was it a different time before too?
I think it might have been an hour difference. I'd have to double check. Don't take my word for it, but I think it's just slight time change, but nothing too crazy.
I would think, yeah. I mean, it's now kicking off at 7 o'clock our time. Normally it would probably kick off at 7 o'clock their time or 8 o'clock probably. I have no idea. I don't know what I'm talking about. So, anyways, that's exciting, man. Prime seems to put on a good product.
They love us, man. They love it. We're on main TV all the time now, man. Like CBS, like whenever we can get more eyeballs on this team and this offense and this stadium, like it seems like the broadcast partner is really trying to take advantage of it.
Yeah, I almost hate that we had this weekend off. I know off weeks happen. You got to do it, but it's like when you're firing on all cylinders and you're the talk of the town. Life is good, and then you kind of take that break. Hear me out. It's like pro wrestling, bro. If you're off TV for a week, fans can forget about you. I don't want the world to forget about us. I don't want the league to forget that KC Current is crushing.
Well, this Sunday, we're going to have an opportunity to remind the world that they should not forget about us.
There you go. Basically, we're going to preview that game here in just a second. But one last little thing I want to mention, or two things actually. Happy Pride, everybody. To those who celebrate. I know we celebrate. We freaking love it. I saw KC Current's got all their Pride merch up, man, from shirts to hoodies to pretty cool looking trucker hats. I'm not a trucker hat guy, but I might be. Decals, magnets, all that stuff. So stock up, y'all. Pretty exciting stuff. Also, we got a little store as well. If you wanted some No Other Pod Pride merch, I know you can go into our Twitter bio at No Other Pod, click on our bit.ly link, and check out our merch in there, man. My wife is always ordering our Pride stuff. I'm like, you're our best customer. You're killing it. So, last but not least, the Femenil Summer Cup with Liga MX. They announced some broadcast details and playoff sites. Looks like KC Current, CPKC Stadium, is going to be hosting a doubleheader semifinal. How cool is that?
You knew this type of thing was going to happen when we got a new stadium. We're going to have all these opportunities. Take advantage, man. Like, as more teams get their own stadiums, as more teams get, these types of opportunities, ours will disappear or not happen as frequently. So enjoy while you can. Go out there and take advantage of all these unique opportunities, man.
That is on August 6th, by the way. Bro, you trying to take Tuesday off and go spend a day at the park?
Oh my goodness. Is that what it... Okay.
Yeah. It's, I believe August 6th is the Tuesday. And,
that's tough.
You got days off, right? Oh, no, you don't, because you went to frickin' China for 3 weeks. Do you still have days, though? You got days left?
I got a little bit. They may be spoken for. I'm not quite sure yet, but I wish it was on a weekend because I don't want it to be a bad reflection, right? Like a Tuesday, it's tough to get people out. People, they're working, they're living their life there. So
I feel like it sounds like you have an August 6th cough coming on. You're not sounding too healthy right now on August 6th.
Yeah, my stomach's a little queasy. Like I feel like it might be a little queasy come August.
Feel it in a couple months. I could throw up. I don't know. Well, we'll figure it out, man. That should be fun. And it looks like the championship match will be at Toyota Field in San Antonio on October 25th. So if we are in that championship by chance, which I don't know if we will be, a lot of these Liga MX teams are very good. I'm not above trying to go down there, man. That is my wife's birthday. What a present that would be.
What was the date on that?
October 25th. It's a Friday.
Okay.
Pair with a little 3-day weekend in San Antonio. October in Texas isn't nearly as bad as like July in Texas.
Yeah, that's not too bad at all.
Yeah.
Do some river walk while you're down there?
Absolutely. So these games, dude, will be on all 33 games. Every match will be on Paramount Plus. Yeah.
Wow.
Easy enough. If you got it. It looks like some will be on CBS Sports Network. Is that right? Also, 11 matches on CBS Sports Galazo and 12 simulcasting on CBS Sports Network. So every match on Paramount Plus, and then some simulcast elsewhere, whatever you got.
It's always spread out, right? It can never be under one umbrella anymore.
Yeah, it's all right. I just do a lot of Googling, man. I'm just like, KC Current game. Where am I watching this tonight?
Yeah. I look at the like their Twitter X, their account, whatever's on their graphic is what that's how I research it. Yeah.
Give me a graphic.
I need a graphic.
So we got a game this weekend, dude. We're going to get to Elizabeth Ball here momentarily, but we're going to talk about this game in a second after this short break. So hold on one sec. We'll be right back.
We appreciate you supporting KC Sports Network by listening to our podcast. You have helped us become the highest-ranked Chiefs podcast network in 2022 and 2023. And don't forget about our daily Substack newsletter, the best written analysis you can find on the Chiefs straight to your inbox every day. kcsn.substack.com.
What is up? It's Tucker Franklin here to tell you about our friends at PXG. And as a golfer for years, I've been hearing PXG say, nobody makes golf clubs like we do, period. And you know what? I got to say that they are right. I went in for a fitting and I got to see firsthand for myself. I went and swung the new PXG Black Ops driver, and it is a total game changer. You no longer have to sacrifice distance for forgiveness. That is absolutely huge. And no matter how good the tool is, getting fitted can take your game to a whole new level. And look, they'll even give you a dozen of golf balls for free just for going and doing it. It's the world-class team of PXG experts will analyze every aspect of your swing with every club and give you feedback in real time how to improve. I went in there, got set up with Alex. She looked at my swing, fixed a couple swing things, but ultimately using the technology of the PXG and the Black Ops driver helped exponentially increase my game, added 50 yards to my drive, added more consistency with my shots, less disparity. It was an absolutely huge game-changing experience. If you're thinking PXG's high-performance equipment is too expensive, their clubs often cost less than the so-called leading brands. Here's what you got to do. PXG made me a believer, and they'll do the same thing for every golfer in Kansas City. Visit pxg.com/KCSN Soccer to schedule your fitting at PXG Kansas City. That's 7517 West 119th Street in Overland Park. Get fitted for any club and you'll get a dozen golf balls for free. That's pxg.com/KCSN Soccer to schedule your fitting. pxg.com/KCSN Soccer. Limit 1 dozen golf balls per person. Promotion ends June 30th. Other terms and conditions may apply. See store for details.
Welcome back. Man, it feels like we'll waited forever. We're finally getting another game this Sunday, June 9th. It is going to be the Seattle Reign coming in which I'm going to go out and say it. They're going to muddy up this game and make it pretty boring, and KC Current's going to be attacking like crazy. Fair to say?
Fair to say. They got Alana Cook in the back, a quality center back that doesn't get the national team love that she used to. But Bethany Balser up top, man. She's always a set-piece threat. Jessica Fishlock, she's, like you said, she muddies the game up. Veteran out there. I mean, we should win. We play better at home than on the road. This was a game where immediately after the game ended, we got a draw. You texted me and just ripped some of the fans, like just celebrating a draw. Like they were over the moon over a home draw. Yeah. So we get a chance to rectify that.
Put yourself in those fans' positions. Would you be celebrating that?
No.
I didn't live it.
Yeah, it's one thing if you're down 3-0, you come back, you get a draw. Okay, that changes a little bit. But it was 0-0.
Yeah.
Like, to get a 0-0 draw, in your
cheered for this shit.
Bottom 2 or 3 of the table, and you cheer a 0-0 draw.
You know, a little tease for you. But we talked to Elizabeth Ball about how fans should do more booing. Women's soccer fans don't have to be 100% positive all the time. Like, let's get in there. Let's go to war. And I might have booed the result at home. Like, what are you, a team fighting not to get relegated? You're not playing to win. You're playing to not lose.
You know, they have an uphill climb and they celebrate 1 point. And I understand we're a good team, but like, man, I couldn't imagine. And it wasn't just celebrating. I mean, they're going ballistic. I would not go ballistic over a 0-0 home win or home draw. Not at all. No. So set your standards higher, Seattle. Come on now. But anyway, that being said, like, I don't want to talk too much shit because like they have a chance to come and humble us in our own home here where we've never lost. So
never lost.
They're 13th in the table. What was it? 2-1-8. So not great. -9 goal difference, 7 points. Their last 5 games, they had a win, a draw, and 3 losses. I mean, it feels like they're right for the picking, man. We should come in here. We should bring that energy, and we should get a win. They're going to try and muddy the game up, but we're a better team. We just got to go out there and execute.
Sure would be nice to get 3 points here, man. You're at home. There's no reason we shouldn't walk away with 3 here against a struggling Seattle team. Dude, it's a Seattle weekend. If y'all are heading out to Sporting as well, Seattle Sounders come to town on Saturday. So it rarely happens. You don't usually see that men's and women's side both coming at the same time. Another game to keep an eye on, though. I'm always going to say keep an eye on Orlando Pride since they're just cooking. But they play San Diego, man. And San Diego's a good team who's kind of not got good results right now.
They're a team that I feel like they could beat anybody, but they could lose to anybody.
Yeah,
they're 0 in goal difference, middle table.
The game's on Friday.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, if Orlando gives up points, if they do not take all 3, then we have a chance to shoot back to the top of the table, which is kind of this little race we're playing with Orlando here. So go San Diego.
Another thing I neglected to mention was obviously with all the national team duty, they had some players like Sofia Huerta, it was on national team duty. You look at Canada, Quinn. So maybe they're coming back and they didn't quite have that bye week, right? So maybe their form is better, but they're kind of tired legs. So we'll see how that works out. But just taking a look at this team by the stats, man, their offense is pretty lethargic. They are goals per match. They're 10th in the league with 1 goal per game. Goals conceded, they're 12th out of 14 teams with 1.8. They're towards the bottom in terms of possession and clean sheets and shots on target. The numbers clearly indicate the Kansas City Current should have their way with this Seattle team. That's why they played the game, though. But
listen, I mean, dude, we saw Bia get back into the mix the past game. She's now had a week off. We know that she did not go to Brazil, even though she was called in to go, but she decided to stay here and continue to get 100% healthy. And we could see her potentially start this whole game. If anything, come on immediately at halftime. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a big deal. When she got injured, when she had her little foot injury, I don't know why I minimized it like that. Her little foot, and not what I meant. When she injured her foot, our attack kind of lost something. Our creativity kind of stepped into the shadows for a bit.
We became more one-dimensional.
Yeah.
Just trying to play through Chewinga, which is, it can work at times, but you can't rely on her to do everything. And there's some opportunities I felt like she could help the team a little bit differently. But yeah, having Bia back will be such a huge lift for the team. And, DiBernardo, obviously she was a little banged up. She got she got about a half a game last game. So, hopefully we're getting a little healthier outside of Gabby, obviously. And we got to take advantage of this too, because we're going to come up with some tough stretches of games, right? Like we're going to have to play Portland again, Washington Spirit twice, Orlando twice. There's going to be some tough games down the road, and you really have to get points at home from some of these teams that are kind of on the bottom of the table.
Oh, yeah. And now this will be interesting here. I'm interested to see how lineups go, and we know we have enough players to make it work, but we don't have a full week off after Sunday. We play again Friday night. So it's not a 3-game break. I mean, it is like 5 days there, but it's it's at home. We play Chicago next Friday night. So interested to see if Vlatko does a lot of lineup shifting or what, which I'm not worried about. I'm just excited to spend a Sunday with my buddies again. I just feel like having the game back is going to be exciting.
Absolutely. And as you mentioned before with Pride, Vanessa and myself big fans of the community. And June 14th, Chicago, that's Pride Night. So
Yeah.
that should be a lot of fun. And the Current, I feel like they're different. They really go out of their way to benefit the community. They have events that are like, they'll promote events that are not necessarily, at the stadium. It just seems like they're doing everything for the right reason and not just trying to do it because that's what everybody does, right? They're not a company who's out there just trying to throw some, rainbow colors on something and call it good for a month. They really do kind of live that. They really do kind of live the cause, right? And so
Over half the women's soccer fandom are Pride adjacent people. I have LGBT people, and I'm like, this place is such a positive atmosphere, dude, from the fans all the way up to the players. I just love it.
So inclusive. It's so supportive. And while I love the inclusivity and the supportiveness, man, let's boo the opposing teams a little bit, shall we?
Dude,
let's
tell you what.
Yeah. We got to make it like, if we got to make a tough place to come in. Yeah, we love the players. We might like the coaches. Whatever the case is, they got to come in here and know they're not getting support.
Occasionally, there's a villain on the other team, and they'll be a little physical early in the match, and you're like, "Ooh, that's the one. Let's take her out with the booze, baby." So, anyways, I expect a high-scoring affair with our side on Sunday. I think it's going to take a minute to get that first one because I really think Seattle's going to come in and be weird and like celebrate their stagnation of their offense. So, but I do expect us to break through and start pouring it on after a while.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Well, let's welcome on KC current defender and possibly our new best friend, Elizabeth Ball. You guys stick right there.
We appreciate you supporting KC Sports Network by listening to our podcast. You have helped us become the highest-ranked Chiefs podcast network in 2022 and 2023. And don't forget about our daily Substack newsletter, the best written analysis you can find on the Chiefs straight to your inbox every day. kcsn.substack.com.
Welcome back, everybody. As promised, we have a very special guest with us on this day. Elizabeth Ball is here, center back for the Kansas City Current. Record holder now. We'll get all into that. But Elizabeth, thank you for being here. What's going on?
Yeah, no, thank you. Crazy week last week. We have a bye weekend this weekend, which is nice. We're missing all the girls that are out doing their international duty, but yeah, it's been a good week so far.
I bet. I've always kind of wondered, what does training look like on a bye week like this? Is it pretty strenuous every day, or is it like an every other thing?
Yeah, I mean, it's like same intensity, but they try to sprinkle in a couple more off days. We trained the past 2 days, and we have today off, which is nice. And then we'll train again Saturday, Sunday, and have off on Monday. But yeah, we're still working hard, but they definitely give us a couple extra days to relax.
Nice. That's very cool. Kind of want to start this thing off with kind of your early days, your earliest soccer memories. What do you remember about starting the sport? I mean, did you really start liking it? Were you kind of wishy-washy on it? How'd that go? What do you remember?
I remember I have an older brother. He is 8 years older than me. And so anything that he did, I was like, I want to do that too. And I want to be better at that than him. So I remember just being, 4 or 5 years old, just running around, kicking the ball as hard as I could, and trying to score as many goals as I could. My brother would have a game that weekend, and I tried to score more than him. And that was just how it went.
I love that.
It always seems like it starts off with a brother or a sister, like a competitive family, right?
For sure. Yeah.
When you eventually wound up at Penn State, like, did they recruit you as a defender going into Penn State?
I should ask my coach, but I feel like yes, but they didn't tell me that until I got there. It was actually pretty funny. It was preseason, and it was just, freshman year, going in, doing the workouts, working hard. And it was like our second preseason scrimmage. And my coach was like, do you want to start? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, okay, you're going to play center defender. And I said, wait, what are you talking about? I've never played there before. I don't think you want me to play there. But yeah, I think low key that they recruited me as a defender, even though I was just scoring goals my whole youth career.
Yeah, because you played forward all through high school, right?
Exactly. I don't think I defended one time in my life before that.
That's so funny. I mean, we were talking earlier about how some of the best forwards end up making great defenders somehow. But normally it's like an age thing. Like as you get older, you fall back. But you went right into college. So I guess I'll piggyback on what Chris said. What's your favorite part about being a defender? And do you secretly wish you were still rocking the forward role?
It's definitely not a secret that I want to be up there. I try to just drop that every day at training, score a couple goals in the 5v5. But no, it's like so rewarding being a defender. Getting a shutout is like the best feeling ever. Obviously defenders don't really get the glory or anything like that, like the forwards do, but there's something about, holding it down for the team. And, yeah, I feel like the saying goes like defense wins championships. And so that little thing, we all hold on to that in our heart when we win a big game or anything like that. So.
Oh, absolutely. This brings me to my first Twitter question from our listeners. Mike Denny asked this morning, early in the year, score lines were a little higher. We were letting in a little more goals, but it seemed the defense is really gelling. What do you attribute the improved defensive performances to?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we had a very different team last year, different coaching staff. So I think at the beginning of the season, we were just trying to figure out, who we were, who we want to be. And I mean, we were probably getting a little excited back there with scoring 5 goals a game. We were, maybe we were getting a little distracted, letting some stuff in. But yeah, I definitely think that it takes a little while to gel defensively with new players, new style of play. But yeah, I think we're finally honing in on who we are and what Vlatko wants us to do.
Was there any major tactical changes from last year to this year under Vlatko that really stick out to you?
I mean, I think that we are now a team that teams know we're going to put pressure on. We're going to get pressure on the ball in every moment we can. We're going to be in their face as soon as possible. And I think that just the training sessions that we have and just the identity of the group is to compete. And so I think we're just a team that's going to be in your face. You're not going to have time on the ball. And I think that is different. And obviously we have some personnel changes as well. So everybody's bringing their own new flair to the group, which I think is what's the difference from last year.
It certainly seems that way. It just looks like everyone's just having a great time. It seems like you're all very close. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, definitely. We've been a really good group. Yeah.
And back to scoring 5 goals a game. I mean, that I always love on TV. The 5th goal happens and Vlatko's just on the side, just kind of pretty straight face, just another goal. He doesn't seem to get too excited like us fans and even the players get. Talk about Vlatko for a minute. What kind of person, what kind of coach does he come off as?
I mean, he is, I don't know if the fans can see it or the people outside can see it, but he is a very funny guy. He's very lighthearted and he is serious when he needs to be, but we have fun. We laugh, we joke. Even in moments when we're going over film and moments that we've had, bad touches, bad tackles, anything, he finds a way to make it serious, but also fun and funny. But yeah, he is. I do think he is very even keel on the sideline, and I think that helps us stay calm and keeps us focused.
Because it's a business trip, right? All business out there.
Exactly.
Kind of taking it back to you growing up a little bit. Who was your favorite player growing up, and how did that change as you became more experienced as a veteran center back in the league?
Yeah, that's so growing up, my favorite player was Thierry Henry. My brother and I, we love Arsenal. He has an Arsenal tattoo. and just that era of Arsenal. I loved all those players, and it just kind of evolved to Theo Walcott and, but I think even today, if somebody were to ask me, Henry is my favorite player. And yeah, being a center back, still love how he plays, love how he played, love his style. Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you have any defenders that stick out to you that maybe inspired how you play? I know you haven't been a defender forever, so.
Honestly, this is kind of corny, but I think that Becky Sauerbrunn is an incredible defender and somebody that I've always watched and wanted to kind of, not emulate her like perfectly, but just kind of follow in her footsteps. She plays defense so well. We have different qualities, but I just have so much respect for how she's played throughout the past few years, even as she's getting older. And I'm like, she's a beast. So I'd say she's one of the best defenders I've ever seen.
She's the standard, right? On the field and a professional. Yeah, for
sure. Yeah, she's
agreed.
Yeah,
I mean that's someone who takes care of her body, does nutrition right. She's up there
for sure.
Elizabeth, you were in the unique situation of being on a team that essentially shut down while moving to Kansas City. What was that transition like for people that might not know about like a process like that?
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. It was super interesting because I had just gotten traded to Utah the year before COVID season with just a Challenge Cup, and so came to a new team, and yeah, it was just like new team, new vibes, and I was just trying to like get my feet wet and get to know the group, and we played 8 to 12 games that season, and then we just got picked up and moved to Kansas City, which was a surprise for all of us, but it ended up being such a great move. Like, look at us now. We have, the stadium, the facility, everything. That first year here in Kansas City was rough to say the least, but I don't think anybody really faults us for that. And we've just continued to grow every year and get better. And the whole time, our owners have just put the money, time, effort into us to make us the team we are today. So like hats off to them for sure.
Are you the kind of person that kind of likes structure and gets a little, basically I would think moving to one place and then being like, well, actually you're going to go here. Does that mess with you at all? Or are you kind of like, F it, let's go. I roll with the punches,
Yeah, I'm definitely chill, laid back. Like I just roll with the punches. Yeah, I mean, I'm like, cool. Like, let's just do what we got to do. New state, like new team. Let's just do it. But definitely it was surprising. I have a dog, so I was like, all right, I hope he likes Kansas City. I don't know if there's much to do here. But surprisingly there is. So that was a pleasant surprise.
Love it.
Yeah, you mentioned Kansas City. What has Kansas City meant to you? Because every player that we interview or we talk to, they always talk about how surprised they are with the support of Kansas City. But when you came here, were you as well surprised by the support of Kansas City?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was going to just be flat, grass-fed cows. Like, I did not know what to expect.
We barter for things here.
Yeah, clearly I'm like, well, you need cash. Like, I don't know what to do. But no, it was crazy. I played in Portland my first 2 years of my career, and they have, great following, 25,000 fans. Seats are always filled. The city loves their sports, and I didn't think it could get better than that. And I came here, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like sports is Kansas City. Like that's what Kansas City is known for in my eyes. So it was so cool to see, and the following right from the first day in the baseball stadium. To now, like things have not changed. Obviously, we have our facilities are a lot better, but the fans and just the camaraderie of the city is so cool to see, and they pour their hearts out for us, and we love them to death. So it's like unbelievable how sports centric Kansas City is.
Very much so. We just got to find places to park our covered wagons.
Yeah, exactly. Take your boat down the river to get to the games. Like
it's really cool to see because I live in Lawrence, Dan lives in Topeka, and no matter where you go in Kansas, you see Kansas City current gear everywhere. grocery store, gym, wherever you go, you see the logo there. But what's the game day atmosphere like for you as a player? For us, it's incredible.
Yeah, no, it's unreal. When we drive up and you just see the line of people outside, like waiting to scan their tickets to go in, it feels crazy. You're like, all of these people are here to see us and here to support us in a way that, I think a lot of us never thought was possible. And then we get into the stadium and it's so loud. Like I said, I played in Portland with 25,000 fans, and it's louder in Kansas City. Everybody knows the chants. Everybody's just, I can see every smile in the stadium. It's crazy. Like, people are just having a good time. The energy is great. Every friend that I've had come visit and come to the stadium has like raved about how crazy of an experience it is. And yeah, I feel like we're just so lucky to have a fan base that, is ride or die for us. And they just want to have a good time just like we do.
There's always a good line of people there to greet you when you get to the stadium, right?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. They're just standing there like high-fiving. Like it's so cool. It's so cool to see people get there so early just to get a glimpse and watch us warm up. It's awesome.
I know. And women's soccer fans are too positive. They don't even boo the opposing team when they come in. I'm like, are we supposed to boo them?
It is funny. Why is that a thing? Like, let's boo some people. Come on, guys.
Yeah, let's get in their heads a little bit,
No, that's true.
We may be seeing a little more of you. We obviously know Gabby Robinson got injured last week, out for the season, and she was playing a great season, getting a lot more minutes these last 2 years, and I think anyone thought she might get as a rookie. So, next woman up mentality. I wouldn't even say that, because we talk all the time that our bench is like starters. You could have a full swap the 11s and we'd be good. How are you feeling? How's Gabby doing? Or how are you doing after your big game last week?
Yeah, super devastating, obviously, for Gabby and for the team. She has been playing amazing, and she's been playing well, confident, scoring, holding it down. She's doing it all. And she's still super positive through this, and she's going to come back so strong. So we're all there for her, all rooting for her recovery. But yeah, I think all of us and anybody on our team, on the field, off the field, we're always ready to step up and, do whatever we have to do to get to our goal, which is a championship. And so, yeah, like, I'm ready to go. Everybody else is ready to go. And whenever you're called upon, like, it's time to lock in. So, yeah.
Well, you did lock in. You got way more forward than a center back has any business doing sometimes. I'm like, oh, maybe she's up there to get a header in. No, you're about to get a foot on it, like the forward you once were.
I'll show them what I got, and be like, nice.
Let them know you're ready any moment, right?
Well, I know you saw Gabby score the past week, and you're like, well, now I have to. Center backs are scoring now. What was going through your mind, though, when that happened? That's the go-ahead goal. It's kind of had a lot of chances in that game, and nothing happened. But you sub on late in the game to make a difference. Mm-hmm. What are the feelings like?
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. It's just like any other training, any other game. Like, we won't win. So I'm like, somebody's got to do it. And if whoever it is, I don't care. Like, let's just get it in there. And yeah, Claire had a great header, and I was like, I just got to get a touch on this. And yeah, I'm glad I went in. We definitely had so many chances earlier on in the game, and we were getting a little bit unlucky there. So I'm glad the scoreline reflected how we were playing and how we were creating.
Absolutely. You've had a couple of these 1-0 wins now, and the shutout being the most important thing to a goalie and defender, I'm sure. But it's a 1-0. Non-soccer fans will complain that a 1-0 game is boring or whatever. And I said, I assure you, it is not boring. It's a tactical masterclass at times, and the defenders having the gumption to hold out on that. Is Claire Hutton one of the most impressive young players you've seen out there?
yeah, I mean, how cool is it to come into the league young and, get to start your first ever, game, and especially in front of our crowd, and then continue playing and doing well and producing. So yeah, no, it's amazing for her, and it's super. I think it's great for the league to have these younger players that actually are playing and making a difference.
Yeah, sure. How would you describe the overall team chemistry? Because as Dan mentioned, we got players that you could just flip the starters and we're good to go. What's the overall team chemistry like at the moment, especially since we are currently undefeated this season?
Yeah, I mean, the team chemistry is great. We definitely have a group of players that came from the last year that were already, connected. But this year is just so different. We really do have a strong bond, and you can tell on the field with how we've been connecting and producing. And it's just great to be able to look to your left, right, and know that those players got your back and that you can make a mistake, and that's okay, because if you don't win it back right away, somebody else will. And we just all have a common goal. And I think it starts from the top. Blacko set his standards right off the jump. And I think we've all bought into everything that we're working towards and to each other. And I think that's what makes a successful team.
It seems like there's no lack of effort on this team. I mean, everyone's just going. You see it in every goal from another team as well. Like, it's not, there's been silly random things, like the one at home the other week where it looked like a
cross, but it went in.
Right.
Float in. Like, that's got to be the most frustrating thing to give up. But those are the kind of goals that have happened to us. Mm-hmm. It's no one like sleeping. But so since we've been flying high this year, I'm sure any good coach is still going to identify some problem areas, some things to work on. What sort of things has Watco and the team been working on everyone with to improve on?
Yeah, I mean, I think when it comes down to it, it's just consistency. And I think we're starting to find that consistency. There's things that we, like you said, we do really well, but also we just can't be getting scored on, 2, 3, 4 times in one game. That's not the type of soccer we want to play, and that's not the type of players we are. So I think just finding that consistency and making sure that we stay locked in for the entire game and not let, anything stop us. We've had a couple rain delays or things like that we've started slow or, just haven't been ourselves. And I think that the main point that he wants to hit home is for us to just be consistent, doing the things that we know we're good at and that we've proven that we can do. And so finding that is what I think will get us to that level that we want to be at.
Hell yeah. Love that.
Yeah, love it. All right, and that's the hard stuff. Now we're going to get to the fun stuff here. What do you like to do in your free time away from soccer?
I do the most random things, I swear. But first of all, I love hanging out with my dogs. I have 3 dogs, so got a lot to do with them. Love to just go try new coffee spots, try new restaurants in the city. I just got my real estate license, so now I'm a licensed realtor, which has been fun. A couple of the girls and I are starting a coffee trailer business, which will be cool.
Heard it here first.
Yeah, heard it here first. Pitchside Coffee.
Pitchside Coffee. Awesome.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. So look forward to that. But yeah, I just like, I don't know, I have an entrepreneurial mind. I like to just find things to do that I like and make it business moves,
Yeah. How did you fall into the real estate industry?
Yeah. So obviously we don't make a lot of money in comparison to other male professional sports. So I'm like, how can I make my money make me money? So, yeah. So I like to, do like home renovation projects. I like anything. I like to just do yard work. I'm like, how can I make this into something that makes me money? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to get into real estate. And so now I work for a great real estate firm, Quinn Real Estate Company, great people. But But yeah, super fun. I've actually worked with a fan or two, and it's been really fun.
That's so cool. Yeah, you see that defender out there? She sold me my house. It's the weirdest thing.
Exactly.
I've never heard anyone say they like yard work either, so it's pretty weird, but we'll take it.
This is weird. I'm like, what? I think it's because it's like I get to be outside, but I don't have to be running around, and it's like kind of
Oh
cool.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
makes sense. I feel you. Excluding our home stadium, CPKC Stadium,
Yes.
what is your favorite NWSL stadium to play in?
That's tough. I mean, I have to say Portland. I'm so biased. I still have a little love for them, obviously. And their fans are great as well. And it gets crazy in there. And honestly, I think they're one of the teams that will boo you. So it's cool. Like, honestly, I'll take it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, even the boos are an electric atmosphere. I think any player would agree with you.
Exactly. So yeah, Portland's dope.
Nice.
Are there any specific foods that you try to avoid to stay in peak physical condition?
Absolutely not.
We love diet advice here. We love nutrition advice on this.
Nothing. Olives. Yeah, I feel like olives will just ruin your game. But no, it's my least favorite food. But no, I like everything. Like I have like a candy addiction for real. Like it's the worst, my worst quality, I think. But we do pregame dessert, which is like our good luck. So we don't really stray away from too much over here.
That's interesting. Some people have strict like nutrition regimens, but you're like, nah, I eat a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay. We got another Twitter question here. Who should get the first statue outside CPKC Stadium?
Whoa.
It's early.
Yeah. Wow.
Sure.
Statue.
Wild speculation here.
I feel like this could be a hard question to answer. I'm gonna go safe, and I'm gonna say AD because AD's a beast. She's from the Midwest. She's she holds it down. She like exemplifies our team. So I actually Desi. Sorry, I don't know. AD second statue for you for sure. Desi 1,000,000%. Desi's diehard KC. Amazing player, amazing teammate. One of the best people I know. That's awesome. 100% should, yeah.
Very cool. I got some little fun thing here. I call it Dan's 7 Squad Superlatives, where I just have 7 questions about other people on your team, and you just answer it the best of your ability. What lady on your team you think that applies to?
Okay.
So, Chris didn't know what superlatives were. It was a whole thing.
I did not how to look it up.
Glad you're on board.
That's no problem.
Who is the most unique player on the team?
Ooh. Claire Labouget.
Ooh, why that?
She's just wild. Like, she says the craziest things. I'm like, I didn't think she knew English. Then she's like, just speaking English. And I'm like, how do you know what you're saying? And then she's like, I don't. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. She's dope. Like, she's the best, but she's like super unique. She has great style, like cool style. Yeah.
Love it. Cool. Who's most likely to get ID'd when they're 30?
I'd have to say, Alex Pfeiffer's an easy answer because she's still a baby. But honestly, Desi, her skin is perfect. Like, people always are like, how old are you? So
Yeah, drop that skincare routine, Desi. Damn.
seriously, Des, come on.
Most likely to drop their phone in the toilet.
I don't know. I'm gonna say Bailey Feist.
Bailey Feist, got some clumsiness.
That just feels right to me. Yeah.
Most team spirit.
It's got to be Desi. She says she has some teal pom poms in her Amazon cart right now. So yeah,
Pull the trigger.
yeah, she's ready to go.
Most likely to be late to training.
That is terrifying. First of all,
No.
yeah. AD, because she has a kid. Anything could pop up.
Yeah. Most likely to be a comedian in a past life.
Dang. Most likely to be a comedian. I'd say, dang, that's tough. I'd say maybe Kristen Hamilton, honestly. She's decent. She gets the crowd going. She's pretty funny.
Love it. So then I guess that brings me to the last one. Who's the team clown? Jokester, prankster?
Dang. Team clown. Who is that?
Now I believe Izzy Rodriguez told us that it was Low, and
Low's team. Low. We'll go with her. Yeah.
Makes sense. I almost didn't include that question because I was like, maybe that's the same all around for everyone.
I think Pierre Lavoisier as well. Honestly, though.
Nice.
No, you know who it is? It's Gabby, actually. Gabby and Alexis Spanstra, for sure. 1,000%. You should see those two. They're hilarious. You would never know. They're wild. They're so funny.
Causing trouble on the road, probably.
Always. You can hear them down the hall at all times.
Oh, my goodness. These young kids, man, I tell you.
Yeah, youngins.
All right, and that takes me to my last question here. If you weren't playing soccer as a career, what would you be doing?
If I wasn't playing soccer, if I never played soccer professionally, I'd probably be in med school. I went to school for that, which I don't know if that would have been my path, but either that or real estate.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. Yeah, so I play soccer, but I could be a doctor.
Don't know if you trust me, but
that's so crazy. I love it. Well, cool. That is the end of our conversation today. This was fun. This was a lot of fun, and I hope you had a blast as well.
Sure. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So we'll tag you online and everything, and we appreciate you being here, Elizabeth.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you.
Thank you for your time.
You bet. Thank you. Well, there it is, buddy. That was Elizabeth Ball, man. I mean, what a generous human being to give us that kind of time on her off day. She didn't have to do that. She didn't have to be here with two super fans that think they know a little bit about soccer like that. It just makes me feel.
She could be out doing, yard work, getting some things done around the house.
Yeah, dude. I had a blast. I believe she's 28 years old and been in the league for a minute. This is her third team technically, but like second team, right?
Right.
So it's just, she is one of the stalwarts of this defense. I mean, we saw Gabby get a lot of minutes this year, and Elizabeth's going to come in and just probably pick up where Gabby left off, right? I mean, can you say anything bad about being like, who's going to replace Gabby? Oh, it's Elizabeth Ball. I think we're okay.
Well, last year she had essentially 1 goal difference for the game she started versus the game she missed. Like she prevented 1 goal per game last year, right? You take a look at the numbers. So to have her come in for Gabby, it's incredible.
Incredible, man. I didn't even get into it, but one of the most physical defenders out there as well. We'll get in there shoulder to shoulder with you and make a tactical foul if needed. Like, she's not one to be pushed around, and that's really cool.
I thought it was really cool that her entrepreneurial spirit is always hustling, trying to figure out ways to capitalize and monetize on her skill set. So,
well, and that's the dream, right? To do something you want to be doing, something that really makes you happy. If that happens, then money.
Is that
Pitch Side Coffee trailer? Yeah. I'll be keeping an eye out for that. I know it's in Kansas City, but if I'm up there, I'll make a trip, man. I love a good coffee trailer.
If they put that outside the stadium, that would get some business.
I think it'll. I don't know, man. I mean, you got to use your stardom for stuff. Like real estate too. It's like, why wouldn't you
platform? You got to capitalize.
Want to buy a house from her? It's pretty awesome. So cool, dude. What was your biggest takeaway from that? Tackle stuff, early year stuff. I think
how
it's interesting.
Scary Vlatko is.
Scary.
No, just the team chemistry, right? Like
Yeah.
as a unit, how they've meshed as a team, both on the field and off. To me, that was the big takeaway. She's that group as players have come and gone over the past 2 or 3 years. She's one of those key pieces that, bring everybody in the umbrella, have everybody come and buy in, whether it's a veteran player, international player, draftee, under 18, what have you. She's a big piece in getting everybody to buy in. So I'm just really happy that we were able to get her on here and chat with her.
Oh, dude. Absolutely. I think it bears some interest to know that that's another defender that used to be a forward, that used to just score goals on goals. And then in college comes along and now she's pitching shutouts and it's pretty good college career for her.
I thought it was funny when she was like, yeah, I think they recruited me a defender. They just didn't say it.
I mean, how would you know, right? Like if you're looking to go to college and they want you to come play soccer, you kind of assume it's for the position you're currently playing.
Yeah.
You would assume that, and then it just doesn't end up being that. And it would feel weird. What if you didn't want to be a defender? What if you were like, I hate this. Like I want to score goals. Like that's what I have most fun doing. Like, can you imagine anyone that I think athletes are too competitive to ever think that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'll make it work.
Right. She's just one of those players that wants to help the team in any capacity. It clearly worked out. She's a multi-year vet, setting records. So
I am very, it is not this transparency that we're filming this Friday, May 31st. And this has been a great Friday so far. I'm so glad she made the time for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, well, cool. I'm just going to do our sign-offs now, man. And we kind of recorded this in segments, so I hope it all gels together fine. But if you guys would be so kind to leave us the 5-star ratings and reviews on Apple Pods, Spotify, wherever. You can follow us on Twitter at NoOtherPod, at Dan Kooser, at Chris Wright 21. You can email us at nootherpod@gmail.com. And if let us know. I mean, hit us up online if you enjoyed this interview. Who else you want us to talk to? I think we need to get Vlatko on here at some point. It just makes sense. So for Chris, I'm Daniel. We love you guys. See you next week.